bridge here, this is rather special. It looks a bit nondescript, but this bridge has the best nickname in London. This is Waterloo Bridge. We call it the Ladies' Bridge. And that's because this bridge was built during World War II. Most of our men were away fighting bravely for king and country. In their absence, women built this bridge. They estimate that up to 80% of the workforce on this bridge was female. And may I just say, and I'm sure this is a complete coincidence, that is the first and only bridge in London that's ever been finished on time. And the first and only bridge in London that's ever been completed under budget. And it is London's only completely self-sufficient bridge. It actually self-cleans. It's made of a very special stone called Portland stone. When it rains, chemical reaction occurs, the bridge will just washes itself off. It's the cleverest bridge on the river. It's definitely the Ladies' Bridge, we are that good. I was hoping to show you one of London's best kept secrets. Oh, it's there. Good, the tide is nice and low. If you keep looking to our right, behind all these thick trees, those are the old ITV studios. That's where we used to film a lot of our TV programmes for a lot of our channels. They moved, they went over to West London. They left behind a wharf with an actual sandy beach in it. It's probably the closest thing we have in the city to a 5-star beach resort, which is slightly depressing. Right over there. It's called Gabriel's Wharf. We like to call it the Costa del Thames. No one knows there is a beach over there, because for half the day it is not over there. The river rises and falls about 7 metres, 2-3 times a day, so half the time it's completely covered up. While it's over there, it's brilliant. I'm not even joking. Artists go down there and make the most beautiful sculptures. They have sandcastle building competitions down there. People are still finding Roman treasure down there with their metal detectors. They sunbathe, they walk their dogs. More importantly, in the wharf itself, there's a gorgeous pub, massive garden, a gourmet pizza restaurant, that's one of my favourites, craft fair, boutique shops, food market on a Friday. It's a really underrated part of the South Bank, Gabriel's Wharf. That doesn't get nearly as much attention as I think it should do. I don't think anyone knows it's over there. So if you do decide to walk the South Bank later, please do drop by, because I think it deserves a little bit more love. Now, on our left, we are about to get a really lovely view of St Paul's Cathedral in the distance. Shame about the cranes in front. That big domed building with the cross on top that is just looming into view. That is the second largest domed cathedral in the entire world after St Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. St Paul's is standing up there at 365 feet, 1 foot for every day of the year, and it was built by Sir Christopher Wren in 1710 to replace the one that burnt down in the Great Fire of London. We've had so many famous things happen inside St Paul's. People are buried in there, like Lord Nelson and the Duke of Wellington. The Queen likes celebrating her birthdays in there. Prince Charles married Lady Diana in there. Churchill had his funeral in there. It's an incredibly important building to London, and to Londoners in general, really. I just want to very quickly, though, go from the old to the brand new. On our right-hand side, that is the latest addition to the London skyline. You see that skyscraper up there? Looks like it's got a bump in it. That is #1 at Blackfriars. It's luxury apartments. It's just opened. In fact, they're still putting the finishing touches on that building. We do nickname every bridge and building in London. We're still struggling to come up with a good nickname for that one. I've heard suggested the vase, the boomerang, the baby bump, and the Kim Kardashian, so we'll see which one sticks, but one has been more popular than the others, unfortunately. As we go through this next set of bridges, make sure you look to both your left and right hand sides. Wedged between them, there is a set of mysterious red columns. They're just sort of standing there.
Oh yeah.
Not doing much in particular. Definitely not supporting anything. Why are they there? Are they giant bird feeding tables? Is this the River Thamese's version of Stonehenge? Are they too sponsored by Coca-Cola? Actually, you know what? I'm going to save this story for when we turn around. We're moving a little bit quicker than I anticipated. I'm already talking about 100 miles per hour. So I will save this story. I will keep you all in suspense. First cruise of the day might keep everyone awake, might keep me awake. It's yes, it's worth it. In the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit more about St Paul's on our left here. What you're going to notice, there are no buildings taller than the cathedral around it. We protect St Paul's with a law that says that you have to be able to see it at all times from 13 key points in London. That's why the City of London School on our left here has got that glass roof and the glass atrium, so you can see the cathedral straight through it as we pass it by. This next bridge in front of us here, this is it's a pedestrian bridge. We call it Millennium Bridge. We've nicknamed it the Wobbly Bridge. And that's because when we opened this bridge in June 2000, we had to close it again after just 8 hours of being open to the public. They discovered an unexpected wobble in this bridge's structure. Basically, the entire thing was shaking up to 7 inches side to side. People were being violently sick off this bridge. They had to close it down for nearly 2 years after that 8 hours. It ended up costing them more to fix the wobble than it did to build the bridge in the first place. They had to get NASA's help in the end. Space NASA. Oh, and the bridge's architect, Lord Norman Foster, who is a northerner, by the way, he denied that there was anything at all wrong with the design or construction of his bridge. He blamed the way that Londoners walk, because apparently down here we march. Who knew? Coming up on the bankside to our right, we've got a beautiful white round old looking building with a thatched roof on top. Now that is Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Or rather, I should say that's the reproduction of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. We've only had that one there since 1997, but it was built using all the same tools and methods that were used on the original. So no electricity was used to build that building, and that is the only thatched roof you're going to find in London. They made them illegal after the Great Fire, so they got special permission for that one. There's not even any heating inside. They stuffed the walls full of goat hair for insulation instead. Now, you can see Shakespeare's plays in there. I think it's just closed for the winter. They're still doing guided tours in there, though, and they've got a couple of other theatres inside the building. So if you've never gone, please go. It's brilliant, it's lively and authentic, and it's really cheap. They give out 700 £5 tickets to every performance in there. And yeah, those are standing tickets, but I think it makes it a bit more Tudory that way. If you wanted any more proof that we're in Shakespeare's old stomping ground, just beyond this next bridge to our right, you see that square black glass building with the letters FT on it? That is the office of the Financial Times newspaper. I know, I can barely contain my excitement either. They've got a plaque in the car park saying that's where the original Globe Theatre once stood. And again, if you needed any more proof that this is Shakespeare's old stomping ground, keep looking to your right. You're about to see a gorgeous little pub with red windows and a string of fairy lights outside. This pub is called The Anchor. Back in Shakespeare,